how to shift your thinking and create any belief that you want. Welcome back to Mental Mastery, where the purpose of this channel is simple. Focusing on this to get us from where we are to where we want to be, because everything in life, it's a head game. If you get clear on your thoughts, you shift your thinking, you reinforce the right thoughts, your actions will follow. You get your actions right, and the results you wish to create, they will come. You will be able to bring whatever ideas you have into reality. So let's dive straight into today's video, which is how do you shift your thinking to align it with what you want to accomplish, where you want to be, who you want to be. How do you shift your thinking and create any belief that you want? Now, there's a couple of different ways to do it, but the core principle is the same. The secret sauce is reinforcement. Reinforcement. I'm reading a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill at the moment. He refers to it as auto-suggestion. It's becoming intentional and proactive with the thoughts that you feed to your mind. Now, a powerful analogy here is your mind is a garden. A garden which you control. You can either plant beautiful plants and nurture them to grow and flourish, or you become passive. And what happens when you're passive with a garden? Becomes overgrown, out of control. Weeds pop up. Your mind, it is a garden. So take control of it. It is in your control. And if you take the right seed, the right thought, the right belief, you plant it in your garden and you nurture it on a consistent basis, you can shift your thinking and create any belief that you want. Your mind is a garden. Come back to that analogy time and time again. It is so relevant. You have to become conscious of your garden. You have to become conscious of what plants you are letting flourish, which ones you are nurturing, and which weeds you are pulling out. You have to become conscious of who you're letting into your garden, because they are planting seeds as well. Are they positive ones or are they not? So your mind is a garden. It's all a matter of reinforcement, consistently feeding your mind the right thought. Now, before we get into how to reinforce a particular belief, I want you to choose a particular belief. Think of a positive belief or a positive thought or a positive mentality or perspective that you wish to reinforce. Something that if you held on a consistent basis, if it was heavily incorporated and rooted within your psyche, within your mentality and your perspective, would positively impact your life, would take you closer to where you want to be in the life that you wish to create, the impact you wish to have on the people that you love. The thought or belief could be, there is no limit on the amount of love that I can give. The thought could be, there is nothing that I cannot accomplish. The thought could be, impossible is just a word. The thought could be, just do it. The thought could be, take massive action, right? There's a plethora of different thoughts that can positively impact your life if you reinforce them and incorporate them into your psyche. So I challenge you right now, before we dive into how you can reinforce these thoughts, pick one. Pick one that would positively impact your life. You got it? Sick. Let's dive into how you can take that thought and reinforce it. I've got 4 core ways, and then I've also got a challenge at the end of the video, so stay tuned. The first, I've got a little list over here just to make sure I don't forget. The first is meditation. Meditation. I would also refer to this as mindfulness. Becoming conscious of your thoughts is very difficult when we are consistently doing. And so when we stop, we become still. There is no expectation as to a behavior we need to be taking, and we can become introspective, we open up the door for ourselves to see what our garden really looks like. You can take stock of what plants are there, what weeds are there, what does your landscape look like. And then you can become conscious about, okay, if this is my landscape, what weeds do I want to start plucking? What thoughts do I want to consistently feed? And so you may come up with a mantra. So say, for example, the belief that you had. Let's say, in the famous words of Nike, let's say that the thought you wanted to reinforce was just do it. Let's say that you were struggling with taking action. And this is definitely something that I personally have been trying to tackle. Taking massive action. Let's say that my thought or my belief is just do it. As I meditate, as I become conscious of my thoughts, of my internal garden, and I focus on feeling my body, I focus on my breath, I let go of my to-do list, my mental to-do list, I let go of the clutter, and I just look at my garden, I can then feed it with a repetitive phrase that I say to myself, like, just do it. Just do it. And you can do it with every breath. For example, there was one point in my life where I was really struggling with being present. And so my girlfriend told me about this strategy that she learned at a yoga class where they were focusing on their breathing. And they would repeat the phrase, just, as they breathed in, and this as they breathed out. And that's a really simple way of reinforcing a perspective, of reinforcing a thought that was positively impacting my life. In the same way, you can do it with just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Over and over again, whatever the thought is to you, whatever the belief it is that you want to reinforce, you can repeatedly feed it to yourself and nurture it in your garden through meditation. Número dos. I don't even know if dos is the right word in whatever language that is journaling. So, this is something that I do every day, and I can't begin to explain how much of an impact something so simple like journaling can have on your mentality. Because our thoughts, our train of thoughts, our stream of consciousness is very ambiguous. A lot of the thoughts that we have, even the emotions that we experience, the meanings that we attribute to our environment, a lot of it is unconscious. They're mental patterns that we are not conscious of. Journaling brings into the light some of those patterns. Think of it as an iceberg. This is how I view journaling. Journaling allows you, you know how you can only see the top, something like, I'm not sure if it's 1% or 3% or 5%, but a small portion of an iceberg above water. Journaling, I view, as taking the iceberg and making it levitate. Maybe not completely out of the water, but it pulls it out of the water so you can start to see what are some of the mental patterns that I have underneath that which I'm conscious of on a day-to-day basis. When you have that, you are essentially taking better stock. You are opening your eyes wider to the garden that you have up here. When you've done that, again, you can become conscious and proactive about what seeds you are planting. And then you can reinforce them every single day, writing out an affirmation, writing out just do it, writing out nothing is impossible, writing out I can accomplish anything with enough persistence, faith, and action, right? Whatever that belief is, whatever that thought is, you can reinforce it through journaling. Now, I love doing this in the morning as a way of priming myself for the day, as well as at the end of the day as a means of debriefing and letting go so that I can have peace within myself. If there's something that I haven't accomplished that I wanted to throughout the day, or there's still a mental to-do list for tomorrow and the day after, being able to let that go and then plant the seed that I want to reinforce, or nurture the seed that is already there and grow the plant. So the second is journaling. The third is affirmations. Now, this is kind of ties in with journaling, but I'm talking about verbal affirmations. Now, these are so powerful. I went through a phase where I was obsessed with affirmations. On the way back, I used to gym every single morning. I still do, but my point is I used to gym, and then on the way home, I would play this one particular track, Time by Hans Zimmer. What a banger. If you haven't heard it, you have to go listen to it. It is so emotionally engaging, and I would sit in my car and I'd pump this track full volume, and I would just yell at myself. I would say with such emotional intensity the thoughts I wished to reinforce. It could be, I am capable of anything. There is nothing that I cannot do. I am powerful beyond my wildest dreams. If I reinforce this belief or that belief, there is nothing that can stop me, right? And I'm sitting in my car yelling these at the top of my lungs to an emotional soundtrack that just hits me. And I'd get out of my car and I would just want to flip a table. I was so ready to tackle whatever challenge was going to come my way. You don't have to do the exact same thing. You can do it in your mirror. You can stand in front of your mirror and look at yourself. How often do you just look at yourself and give yourself love? You can look in the mirror and say, you know what? You deserve love. You're an incredible human. You deserve to feel beautiful. How often do you do that? Imagine how that would set you up for the day. If you were just in love with yourself, you walk out of the bathroom after doing, your affirmations. Imagine how much more unlocked you could be. Right? So whatever belief or thought it is that you want to reinforce, think about how you could do verbal affirmations. Whether it's in the car, I found in the car, it allows me to, I'm more in a state of flow. I really like driving and I find it very natural. So that is something that works for me. For you, it could be walking. For you, it could be in front of the mirror. For you, it could be while you're meditating. You could say it out loud. So there's a variety of different ways in which you can do affirmations. You could be lying down before bed and just whispering them out loud to yourself. And the more emotional intensity that you can do them with, I would strongly encourage that, because you develop such a strong state that's associated with those thoughts. If I was just whispering them to myself in the car, it would be very different to yelling with power and emotional intensity. So bear that in mind as well, and think about how you can incorporate it into whatever belief or thought you want to create. The fourth, so we've got meditation, journaling, affirmations. The fourth is people. People. The people that you surround yourself with, you are consistently being exposed to a variety of different thoughts, to different beliefs, to different perspectives, opinions. Every single interaction is reinforcing a particular belief or opinion or perspective within you. This is where it comes back to the adage that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you have a thought or you have a particular belief you want to reinforce, you have to find the right people to surround yourself with. Say, for example, you want to have a passionate love relationship with yourself. You want to wake up every single morning and be in love with yourself. And the thought that you want to reinforce is, you are beautiful and you deserve love. If you are spending time with people who consistently degrade you, who consistently put you down, there's about to be a thunderstorm. So I hope that the mic is still going to pick it up. I love rain and thunder. So if you don't have the right people around you reinforcing that thought, it is near impossible for you to truly incorporate it into your psyche. It's a form of sabotage if you surround yourself with people who are conflicting the thoughts you wish to hold and the life you wish to create. So, the fourth method of reinforcement is find the right people to reinforce the right beliefs. So those are the 4 methods of reinforcement, how to shift your thinking and create any belief. And it's just a matter of consistent, repetitive reinforcement. And this can't be something that you think about once, you do it once, and then you forget about it. That's not how it works. You need to, I was talking to a friend last night over dinner, you have to stack the deck in your favor. You have to create a system or some habits or some way of keeping accountable so that if you see the potential in this, you see the potential of like, I need to reinforce this. You set up the system. You set up the system of accountability. You set up the habits so that this becomes a part of your routine and it becomes a consistent method for you to shift your thinking, create the belief you want, and then create whatever result you wish to manifest. So, my challenge for you, step 1 in incorporating it into your routine. I posted about this on my Insta this morning. If you want to follow me, it's at I_RichardX. I posted about this exact topic. If you want to reinforce something, here's an easy way to do it. Whatever your belief is, whatever your thought is, get your phone out, open up your alarm, and set an alarm for every hour of the day, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And name the alarm whatever belief you want to reinforce. What this is going to do, I guarantee you, as we start doing things, we're going to lose sight of this thought. That's normal. But think about that. 12 times throughout today, throughout tomorrow, for the rest of this day, as you were watching this, 12 times you are going to take a moment when that alarm goes off and you're going to reinforce that belief. You're going to think to yourself, you are beautiful and deserving of love. You're going to think to yourself, just do it. You're going to reinforce, there is nothing that I cannot accomplish. So, that is my challenge. Take it or leave it. If you watch this video and you do nothing with it, what was the point? You just wasted 20 minutes. So I urge you, take action. Get your phone out right now. Pause the video. Set the alarms. And your future self is going to look back and say, that was a great decision. Thank you. Do it now. Do it now. And I truly hope that this has given some value to, that you can see that it is merely a matter of reinforcement, which methods of reinforcement work best for me, and how am I going to start executing them on a consistent basis. So, time is of the essence. Go for it. Take action now. That is the end of this video. I hope that it brought you value. If you want to stay in touch for the coming videos, you can hit the subscribe button or follow me on Instagram at I_RichardX. I hope to see you soon on the next video. Have an awesome day.